Hi everyone. With less than a month to apply for the new EPS scheme, we are here to present the relevant information and the calculator, which will help you take an informed decision regarding the new pension scheme. So, we are presenting you with the Employee Pension Scheme 1995. To start with, let us understand what is this all about. So the EPFO order states that the existing employees, those who were the members of EPS as on 1st September 2014 and continue to be a member thereafter, can claim higher pension based on the actual salary beyond the prescribed ceiling in the EPS of 1990. So basically, 2 points to be noted here is that you should be a member of EPS on or before 1st of September 2014, and you should also be in a continuous service as of. So if there has been any discontinuation of service, you cannot apply for the higher pension. So let us understand that basically what are we looking at? We have an option to choose here today between the current pension scheme and the higher pension scheme. So let us first understand how are these two calculated. So the current pension scheme is being calculated on the ceiling of a basic salary of 15,000. So the formula which applies here is that the current pension scheme will be equal to 15,000 into number of years of pensionable service divided by 7. Whereas if you opt for a higher pension scheme, the higher pension scheme, the calculation will be the average of the last 5 years of your basic salary withdrawn into the number of years of pensionable service divided by 7. So how do we choose which is the right option for you? So the decision will be based on a number of factors. To start with, there are three important data that we'll be requiring. So first of all is to understand what will be the pension amount if we opt for a current pension scheme, and what will be the pension amount if we go for a higher pension scheme. So this is the first thing we would all like to know about us. The second thing is to understand what are we trading off if we avail for a higher pension scheme. So here let us understand first of all how the entire system works. So basically the 12% of the basic salary which comes as a contribution from your employer, that is divided into two parts. A part of it goes to a EPF account and the another part goes to your EPS account. So ideally in your EPS account, it should be 8.33%, whereas 3.67% should go to your EPF account. Because the ceiling of 15,000 was there, so only a 15,000 rupees was going to your EPS account and the balance was going to your EPF account. Now, if we opt for this particular higher pension scheme, then the differential amount which till date has gone to your EPF account, a lump sum from your EPF will move to your EPS account. So the third thing that we need to understand that what will be the overall effect of the movement of this particular lump sum amount as on date, which will move from your EPF to EPS account. So what will be the overall effect of this entire amount on your retirement? Okay. So these are three important parameters that we need to have it in front of us, which will help us take a more informed decision. However, please understand that while we are doing this calculation, this is based on certain assumptions like what is the expected return we are looking at, what is your salary growth rate, what is your retirement age, what is your life expectancy, and you also need to take into account as how much of this will affect, on your expenses after retirement, and what are the options available in future to generate a fixed income after retirement. So we hereby advise you to please take a consultancy from your financial advisor who will give you a holistic view basis your overall profile and your current portfolio. So to start with, let us first try and find the three important figures which will help us take a more informed decision. So now we'll move to our Excel sheet where we need to fill in the very basic details, the details which is very handy with you. So we need to input the current year, your year of birth, your year of joining, retirement age, your current annual basic salary, expected growth rate in salary, expected average rate of interest rate on EPF, and your life expectancy. So let me now share the Excel sheet with you, which will help you understand things a little better way. So I'll give you a live demo of my Excel sheet. Just give me a second, please. Here is my Excel sheet. So let me just take a quick run through on my Excel sheet. The first sheet talks about your personal details. Okay, like I already said that you need to fill in your current year. What is the current year? The year of birth, year of joining, retirement age, current annual basic salary, expected growth rate in salary, expected average interest rate on EPF, and life expectancy. The second sheet is where if you have your basic annual salary available with you since the date of your joining, then you can put your annual basic salary here. Okay. In case if you don't have this, you can skip to our third sheet, which will give you the information basis whatever data you input in our first sheet itself. And the fourth sheet will give you a comparison of your higher EPS and your current EPS. Okay. And the fifth sheet will give you the internal rate of it. So let us try doing this by using one of the data sheets that I have kept it ready for you. So let's input the data here. So let's start with the current year. So it's 2023. And assuming that the year of birth is 1976, the year of joining is 2009. The retirement age, we are taking it as 58 because that is the age which is put in as a maturity age for the EPS, which can be extended by another 2 years. So up to 60 years is what you can take. Okay. And say suppose the current annual basic salary is a random number, say suppose 9,36,088. Okay. And the expected growth rate in salary is around 5%, and we take the average interest rate of 8.010%, which is the current EPF rate. And the life expectancy, if you ask most of the advisors, will go ahead with somewhere around 85. Looking at the last research report we had, the life expectancy has increased maybe up 120 years. So let's on a safer side take nothing, somewhere around 90 years. Okay. So when we fill in this data, basis the assumption that your expected salary growth rate is 5% and the return on EPF is 8%. The other data has already been auto-populated. So barring the second sheet, if you look at the third sheet, which is based on the assumptions, it is 12,81,000 that you will have to let go. Okay, so what I'll do is let me give you a comparison as how would this look if you fill in your actual basic salary also. So I've kept another data sheet ready for you. So just 1 second. So if I fill in this data here, okay, so approximately this is based on the actual salary and not on the discounted or an assumed part. So this person will have to give around 9,86,000 approximately. This amount will move from your EPF account to your EPS account. And if we work on an assumption where you don't have your actual basic annual salary, then it will be around 12 odd lakhs is what will have to move from your EPF account to EPS account. Now, if this moves from your EPF to EPS account, let us understand what is the pension avail. So the difference in the pension will be approximately. So as per the higher pension scheme, you will be receiving around 47,000. Whereas under the current EPS scheme, we will be receiving around 5,357. So if you look at the difference is pretty high, which is around 42,000. So here we'll always calculate and understand the impact basis the range, as this is worked on approximation. We do not know what will be the growth rate. We do not know what will be the salary growth rate or interest rate. So these are all based on approximation that we have taken. So when we look at it, what do we see? That the increment pension amount annually which you are getting is approximately between 4.5 to 5 lakhs per annum. Now this is the first question that we have answered for you. What will be your current EPS and what will be your higher EPS? So the current EPS will be 5,357. I'm highlighting it here for you. Whereas if you go ahead with the higher pension scheme, it will be around 47,660. Okay. So this is one data which we have got here handy with us. Let us look at the second data that we were trying to look at, is how much we have to let go today. So basis, if I take as the actual basic salary, which I had the data and I could download it, take it from my CTC of the company, or you can download it from the EPFO site, your passbook, and you can put it exactly here, then it is around 9.86. And if we go on an approximation basis, the discounting rate that we had taken of 5%, because that's the salary growth rate we had put across, it will be around 12.81 lakhs. So this is the amount we have to let go today. So this amount will move from your EPF account to your EPS account. Now say suppose if we don't go ahead with this higher salary, we don't go ahead with this higher pension scheme, then what will happen? This amount will be invested as it is, and the remaining amount year on year will get invested here in your PF. So what will be the corpus at the end of your retirement? So the corpus which you expect on retirement will be somewhere in the range of 36.34 lakhs to 43.30 lakhs. So this amount will be available for you for withdrawal on retirement and will form a part of your retirement corpus. So now, assuming that the same interest rate which you are getting right now, that is of 8.10%, if you continue to receive the same kind of an annuity, then so on this particular amount which you have let go and which will, after all the compounding, will give you this amount of 36 to 43 lakhs, that will give an annuity of around 2.94 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs against the higher EPS, which is giving you currently 4.5 to 5 lakhs. So here you get the amount as the differential amount in case if you go ahead with your higher EPS, what is the benefit that you are getting on EPS over here. So this is, I hope it's very clear to you. In case if you have any questions, please write to us. If you go to our next slide, this gives you an internal rate of return basis your number of years. So we had taken a life expectancy of 90 years. So here we can see that the internal rate of return on the amount which was put across. Okay. So this is between somewhere around 10% to 13.7%. So in this case, while we looked at, it looks like that higher EPS is a better option for this client. But like I have already stated, that please consult your financial advisor, since this is dependent on lot of other parameters and not solely on the calculation or the amount which looks upfront. So let us evaluate the impact of EPF on your total retirement corpus and the opportunity available in future. The calculations, as I've already stated earlier, are based on numerous assumptions on salary growth rate and the expected interest rates on EPF and annuity. Please do these calculations with different permutation and combination. Assume different scenarios before taking any decision, because there is no refund or return of the corpus once the corpus moves from your EPF to EPS. The only return that you get from EPS is in the form of the regular pension scheme. Also, an important point to be noted here is that you continue to get 100% of the EPS as long as you are alive. In case if something goes wrong with you, if you're deceased before your spouse, 50% of the pension amount will be continued as long as your spouse survives. Okay, so there is nothing as a lump sum which is paid back to any nominee or any heir of yours. Okay, and the higher EPS is good alternative as a regular income. So there are a lot of types of risk which we, as a financial advisor, go ahead and we try to mitigate with different options. This particular option is a good tool to mitigate the risk of living, because you'll be getting a regular income for life, which we don't know how long it is, and it is assured today. It's government backed and it's assured. The formulas are given, and this can be used for a very, very long. So like I had said, that the last research report gave us a figure of 120 years of our life expectancy, which is pretty huge. So in case if you do not have any other alternative, or if you want to at least block a particular amount of your expenses which you foresee after retirement, so you can go ahead with this. Nonetheless, as I've already stated in my video earlier, please consult your financial advisor. Take a holistic view before choosing the higher. Do note that this is once in a lifetime opportunity. Please take an informed decision. The last day for applying is on 3rd of May 2023. There is a detailed information which is shared in my video and in my word format. So please, you can see as how you can apply for the same. The calculator is available on our website on www.pentagraph.co.in. So please visit our website. In case you have any query or questions, or you need any assistance, please directly reach out to us. You can directly write to us in the box here. We'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much for your time.